Good evening once again. Um, Maybe good afternoon to some other people in the diaspora. I want to welcome you to another edition of our Saturday Health Forum. We thank God for what God is doing in our lives. We want to thank God on behalf of everyone for the privilege of being alive today again. Anytime we have the opportunity to see the beauty of another day, we have every cause to bless the name of our God. So I want to thank God for you and appreciate God for your family and your loved ones as well. Without wasting time, I want us to go into our topic for today. But before going there, let me quickly introduce who we are. This is Tabitha Health and Wellness online platform where we come together to share information that relate to our health. And then we also come together to encourage one another. Therefore, as a disclaimer, this is not a diagnosis center. We do not diagnose any diseases. We give information based information and educational information that can help our health, because we know that our health is important in fulfilling God-given mandate, a God-given uh, assignment on earth. Without good health, nothing, nothing, absolutely almost nothing, almost everything is impossible. So it is the reason why God has given us everything is created in our body system to ensure that we are able to fulfill the assignment that He has given to us, irrespective of the challenges that come our way. And so tonight, I will continue with what we started with last month. We started a particular series because we are in a breast care month, and the series is titled 12 Approaches to Confront Cancer, both in prevention and also treating or also supporting our health when we are going through this journey, either cancer or chronic diseases or any other chronic diseases. So today I will be sharing the 12th approach. I shared 11 approaches last week Saturday. Last week Saturday I shared on 11 the 11 approaches. So today I'll be sharing the 12th approach. The 12th approach that I will be talking tonight is divided into two. The first is the things that we need to eliminate from our body system, from our lifestyle and our food, in order for us to live a healthy and a fulfilling life. And the second one is the things that we need to introduce into our body system to help us to fight any chronic diseases. Now I'll be paying more attention. The food that I'll be sharing tonight will be things that cancer patient should pay attention to. Okay, so I don't want us to get it confused. Whatever we eat to help to combat cancer or to help on the journey to treatment of cancer, it's also the same food that help, basically the same food that help with many other chronic diseases. And that is the beauty in what God has done for us, because He did not build a particular food for one particular disease. Of course, there may be variation in certain cases, or additional, one or two additional in certain cases. But relatively, it is all the food that are important, necessary for one particular ailment, are equally good for another. I remember when my mother was going through a challenge, and she had a blood pressure. Automatically, the blood pressure, without even paying attention to blood pressure, uh, was taken care of, because the same food was able to help with vessels and correct the cardiovascular issues. The same thing I had a woman in our community. She shared the same thing with me, that she had her blood pressure used to be about 145 to over 190. But when she started the journey of healthy living lifestyle, the blood pressure was controlled beyond what she was able to do even in the past 10 years, just by eating the way she's been eating, because she was treating certain other issues. So please follow me. The responses we got from last week class was very impressive. A lot of women are taking their health more seriously, and I'm very grateful to God for this. It shows that a lot of women needed to hear the information that was shared last week. And so tonight, I want to share, basically, I will start with the things that can affect our health critically. We've been saying it over and over again, and we need to keep talking about these things. In fact, as a matter of fact, I struggle with some of these things, especially with my son. We have to begin to explain to him, and he'll be asking me, why did I think that this particular food is bad? Why did I think this particular? I have to come down to his level and begin to explain to him why certain things are wrong. So it shows to me that, and to every one of us, that our minds have been programmed in certain ways, that we think that these food are the regular, are the norm, that we should consume. Oh, the TV station are marketing it. The marketing company, they're talking about it. They're even giving some other reasons why the things are good. For your information, there is no marketing industry that will market products that are really good for your health. We hardly see most of them on the TV, because reason is when they market such food for you, the food is not going to promote their business really, because some of the things that is pointing out may not be things that are palatable to us. Number two, economic situation is making a lot of food industry to do the unbelievable things that, honestly, either in the Western world or wherever, or developed countries or developing countries, this issue is not limited to one side alone, because people want to make profit. Now there are industries who hide certain things, food ingredients, into they hide it away from consumers, because they know that some consumers are very curious and they know what those things mean. So you and I need to pay extra attention to our health, because now we know where we are. Now we know what we have found, where we have found ourselves. So we need to understand this, and we need to take action. We can't sit on the fence and say, well, I'm tired. I really, well, no, you can't hide away from these things. But the good news is there are options to many of these things. Is either we are not exposed enough, or we are not knowledgeable enough to know the ones that are option that are substitute for such things. We may not know them, or we are not informed enough to know, to be able to distinguish the ones that. So I'll be sharing a few of them tonight. What is also important for us is mindset shift. It's important for us to also make sure that we align ourselves, our mind, with things we change. Change is the only constant thing. What used to be very good some years back may not be relevant again this period. So things are changing, the ecosystem, global warming, so many things. And there's also other discoveries, things that are showing up that man has not discovered before, that God has created for you, that may not be in existence during the time of Adam and Eve, but now they're showing up. It's a way of God making us, releasing them to us, exposing them to us, based on certain things that are also showing up. And so we cannot now say, what is this one again? That's not that their nature. That's not that they are, they are there, but we've never discovered them. So God is now bringing them to us and showing us and revealing them to us, that these are some of the things that some people, some nature, for science, some people are discovering that we have never seen this before. For instance, turmeric wasn't, I'm not sure turmeric was around during the Adam and Eve time. But over time, men begin to discover turmeric right from the ground, growing from the ground. These are some of the things that we need to pay attention to. Castor oil is another one. New discovery coming up with castor as the powerful one. And many, unfortunately, many part of the economics of economic value are trying to silence the power of this castor oil. But praise God, that's come to stay. So new things are showing up, development things are coming up. We must not close our mind to it because we don't know them before. Doesn't mean that they don't exist. As long as they are nature, they are things that are worth paying attention to. Cancer is truthfully a complex health problems, a complex health problem, and require multivarious approach, natural healing approaches. Okay, cancer is a complex. I will share certain things when I get down. They are complex and they equally need certain complex natural healing approaches that must be given them. Before we apply such healing approaches, we must know that as complex as it is, it has studies have shown that what we eat play a significant role in the concept in the emergence of cancer. What we eat, and then what we also eat on the other end to also combat it. Studies have also shown that they are made available. So tonight I just want us to look at those things that we need to pay attention to. It is important to know that certain things are harmful to our body system. That we need to understand it. They are very harmful to us. Our bodies are made up of cells. So anything that we do to this body is going to create a lot of problems. Things like tobacco smoking, for instance, either primary or secondary. Some of them might be saying that, thank God I won't take tobacco, but you stay close to people who smoke tobacco, okay? And they stay very, very close to you, and you are a secondary consumer of this harmful product. We need to be careful of them. Now, another thing that is very important is that excessive intake of caffeine. Caffeine is another problematic food, is in drink and all kinds. Now, certain products have some amount of caffeine, and certain products are also good. Like I was sharing with somebody, like cola nut is very good, powerful product for strengthening the muscles of the heart. But then some say, oh, it has caffeine. Yes, it has caffeine, not amount of caffeine that can cause a problem. So what we want to do is that we want to minimize the amount of Coca-Cola nut that you're taking, a little at a time, because it also have the power to strengthen the muscles of the heart. So you want to enjoy that aspect and not overdo it. Okay. But the food that are very high in caffeine, some people, there have been a lot of controversial issues concerning coffee drinks and all of that. Smells so good and all that. Coffee has caffeine, and this caffeine competes with magnesium in your body system. They deplete it. And when you deplete it, that's why they always say that. I'm sure you have heard when people say, if you have cardiovascular issues, be careful not to take caffeine, because one of the things is that deplete magnesium from the body system. And then magnesium is very critical for the heart and very critical for every part of it, especially for menopausal women generally. So it is important for us to note that. So we need to be very careful with caffeine and especially coffee. We should also be careful with hydrogenated oils and trans fats. These I have talked about it severally. all preserved canned foods and processed food. I must confess, I still do once in a while. I still do tuna and sardine fish in a can. I still do that once in a while. That's one of the come to my house. That's one of the things that you still find in my poultry. And I choose my content on it. And it's not what I do every day, just because of the omega 3. But I do more fresh, very fresh of that. So, but I pick some of the things I buy. That's one of the few way. But fresh is better than the canned food, please. Food with artificial additive colorants, irradiated food, it's also a problem. Food that have been that irradiation have been applied to, okay, and all kinds of things, they've subjected them to all kind of things, and they taste very good. The goodness of the food is no longer that you're only tasting the sugar, the seasoning, the what they use, they marinate it, that you don't know for goodness sake what they are put together to use to marinate that chicken that is succulent in your mouth. All kinds of refined sugar. Sugar is addictive. Sugar is dangerous. Sugar destroy your gut. Sugar destroy your digestive system. And once your digestive system is damaged, you know that we are in trouble. Once anything goes wrong with the digestive system, you're not going to toilet very well, you are constipated, or you go to toilet once in a while, is a sign of terrible problem going on in the gut system, and it's not supposed to be. Some people even go to the toilet about 2 to 3 times a day. So you must go to toilet at least once a day. If it's not happening that way, you need to talk, and you need to get that fixed on time. All kinds of refined sugar, it's a no for you. There are these things that I'm mentioning, they are red flags. They are not things that we say, oh, when we say red flags means things that they are like the danger zone. They don't go there at all. They cut them off completely from your diet, cut them out of it. Don't say, oh, I take fizzy drinks and all of that once in a while, or when I feel dehydrated, I take it. There is nothing good in fizzy drinks other than poisoning. The only good thing inside is just the water that they use in mixing it, which has been bastardized already. So we want to be careful with this sugar thing, and everything around us has been coated with sugar. It's cocaine that they are saying that some products are laced with cocaine. Now, sugar, I think it's even worse than cocaine. Sugar is laced in almost all the food that we have. We need to be very careful. We need to be very careful. Everything is sweetened, everything is, made to please your taste bud. It is something that we need to check out for. All kinds of refined sugar, I've said that. uh, Imitation food and drinks is also that one they call concentrate and all of that. They are also sugar loaded. You want to be careful. They just write mango and you don't know that they are all concentrate. Red meat, dairy products, glazed with all kinds of synthetic and harmful products. These products, they put this content, they had certain things inside to make sure that your meat can stay a long period of time, or your food can stay a long period of time. For them to be doing that, it means that that food is not good for our body system. It's no more nature based. Your body is nature based. Your body is life and living. So you need to feed it with something that is life and living as well. Things that can go bad easily. So they are very important. Contact with artificial hair care products is also important. Skin products, color, chemicals, very strong perfume, and the deodorant. Okay, nail polish removers. I've been seeing. I watched a documentary looking at the way we make our hair, the way we remove our nail polish, and the way we fix our nails. Some of the chemicals and the radiation that when you put your fingers and inside, and they want to use it to eat it up. Those things are high in radiation. I've been talking to people and even talking to my daughter. I say it's only once in a while that she makes her nails. So we need to be careful with these things at completely deodorant and all of that. Avoid polluted, chlorinated and fluorinated water. When people want to come and disinfect your water and you're adding chlorine, please, that's a danger zone. There are other things that can use to disinfect your water. Please get information on those. Avoid and minimize exposure to harmful radiation, microwave and all of that. There are also microwave, the screen, photo, motors. Avoid exposure to sunlight, electromagnetic field is also a big one. Power lines is also a big one. Tourmaline is also a big one as well. All this mobile um stuff that they put around us, they are also another one. Electromagnetic radiation from the earth too, there are other ones like that. So we need to pay attention to many of these things. I will quickly go to what I call the food. I'll quickly share on 10 foods that are very good for cancer patient, and they are also good for us as well. I'll be sharing the food, and I will finish it up with the other things that we should also embrace. It is important for us to understand few things about these cancer issues before we begin to. Damage to our DNA in our cells can lead to abnormal growth of that cell. So I want us to understand it. Damage to the DNA in our cells can lead to abnormal growth of that cell. This damage can be caused by different factors. It could be genetics or by different factors in our environment. I put the genetics inside because you can also not rule out certain genetical problems, but of course, they have been triggered by our lifestyle. So, as an example, there's a strong link of excessive oxidation stress in the body of developing cancer. Oxidative stress can come from smoking, alcohol consumption, or healthy diet, seeds, oils, and all kinds of that we have mentioned before. All these things can create stress, oxidative stress. It called stress itself, emotional stress itself can be a problem. Infection, untreated infection can also be a problem. These, when they occur, they damage the cells of the body system. Stress also can damage the cells. So when a lot of oxidative stress is present, it results in mutation. Okay, in addition to excessive oxidative stress, chronic inflammation is also part of, it's also play a role in very, very strongly in developing a cancer. So when you have things like all the things that I've mentioned before, and we're talking about DNA, all of these things that we are talking about, all this oxidative stress that we're talking about, they can cause inflammation around the cells. And we have said that inflammation is the root cause of what? Of many diseases. So when the DNA is damaged, when the damage is done, from the DNA, the cancer cells begin to release the inflammatory molecules, leading to inflammation in the surrounding area, and this leading to further abnormal growth of the cells again. You see, oxidative stress, you have damaged the DNA, oxidative stress again, then you now begin to do all these things, begin to create irritation around the surrounding area and bring forth inflammation around the cell. So you are complicating the matter again. So there is inflammation in the surrounding area, leading to further abnormal cell growth. So that's why we talk about anti-inflammatory food on a regular basis. So when we are talking about this, so when the DNA damage is done, you've already created a problem. So imagine all the cells, those cells that are having problem begin to grow rapidly because they begin to get energy, speed. So they begin to metabolize. They are being converted in order to support excessive cancer no cells growth. Cells themselves need a lot of nutrients to grow. They need nutrients. So cancer cells release factors that promote the production of new blood cells called vascular endothelial. All these things that comes in begin to create problems around the cells. And when this happens, what happens? There is a growth factor that we may not be able to control. What we choose to eat, drink directly affect our health and ultimately our longevity. Ultimately, our longevity. I always talk to us about, we are not talking about health and wellness because we don't want to die. We are talking about because everybody, we one day we will all go to back to our maker. So when people say it's something that's going to kill somebody, that is not what you're talking about. We want to be healthy, strong, active, and mental. You are alive. How do you want to explain somebody that is alive but mentally deranged, or cannot, is not coherent, cannot think properly? That's a lot of issues already. Okay, so a person, somebody is alive but we're not strong and energetic to do the things that we love to do, that we want to do, that we are happy doing. That's the problem. Is that emotionally damaging on its own. So some of the things that we also need to, saturated fat, like I say, increase what's the call it now, as increases intake of this type of food, saturated fat, increase the risk of developing certain kind of cancers in women. Animal fat can increase the risk of developing prostate cancer and also breast cancer. Alcohol can increase the risk of certain kind of cancers, larynx, esophagus, breast cancer as well. Excessive intake of salt has been linked to stomach cancer. Increased salt damages the stomach lining and the mucus. Constitutes it's also very sensitive to other parts of the body and can cause cancer. They are like cancer agents, and they can like chemical that can poison the body system. Red and processed meat, I mentioned that before. Red meat may contain carcinogens, hormones, and heterocyclical animals. It can amines it can affect our body system. Those are big words, and we don't need to pay attention to that. Red meats are known to cause bowel and stomach cancer. Please do not consume this food in excessively. And I've said that red meat can be a good one, but if it is, know that it is cows that are reared by grass fed uh, cows. Red meat can be highly, highly carcinogenic. Let's avoid as much as we can, especially the ways we have our cows all around now. So it is important to have that. We have polished rice. We have a polished rice too is a problem. Let it not be something that you do on a regular basis. You eat polished rice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All the things that you're eating in your house is all polished rice. Even if you have polished rice, say, okay, can you really avoid? Let it not be more than once or twice a week that you are eating it. They want to do away with that. Get your brown rice, get your father rice, get your bakiliki rice. Some of the local rice, they are also safe for us. You also want to avoid salt, refined salt. It is very critical to avoid refined salt. You also want to refine and check the kind of oil that you use to cook. I've emphasized on this critically. It is very important. This is what we use on a daily basis. This aspect is very critical. Many of us go on with all this expensive and big names oil in the name of fancy and westernizing our kitchen. Please, we need to begin to change our lifestyle and cut off these things. These things are critically causing problems in our health. And people will be like, the oil that we have been using for years, that's why problem will be starting in our lives, that we won't know where they're coming from. I've shared several times here I've given examples of women who cut off oil that have been using in their kitchen for a certain period of time, and then they just cut it off for like 1 month, and most of the health issues that they're having begin to see lots of changes just because they stop certain things in their kitchen, and one of them is their kind of oil that they use in cooking. It's very critical to note all of these things. We have the seasoning cubes that are creating problems for us. Use your natural seasoning cubes. Use the one that you make yourself, the locust base, the dawa, the what we call iru and co, the ogiri, and all those things. Those things that we said that they smell, those ones are the ones that are good for us. If you know they said there's a way you can cook them that can be pleasant to you. Okay, I had a visitation. I had a couple, came to me. We had a chat, and we were talking, and all the things that we were mentioning. The husband is very good with some of this healthy thing, and I could see the difference between the two of them. And the woman was like, "Oh, some of these things, oh no, no, she can't stand them. They don't go sound. They don't taste well. They don't, like that." And she's really having health issues. So I said, the more you embrace many of these things that are good for you, the main your health is depreciating. So you want to do away with that so that your health can appreciate. So these are some of the lies of the devil to us and make us look like these pleasant things in the taste board. How do I explain? How do I tell them that it's not good for them? So I am not here to preach about what is good and what is not right. I'm only here to share the truth with us, and so we can always do all that research that we want to do and get good, embrace the things that are good. And I want, before I go, the one that is very critical that we need to check out for is the cow milk. Cow milk is not for us. You can see I did not say milk. I said cow milk is not for us. Leave the cow milk to the cows. Please leave them for the cows. Let them take their milk, and let us embrace our own milk. We are made from plants, and we will go back there. We must nourish the body with the plants before we finally go back there. Please don't forget, cow milk is not for you. Some of us adults, they are so addicted, and they will be telling you they've been drinking milk since they were born, and then nothing has happened to them. Praise God for you. I'm grateful to God for your life, for how He has kept you. Imagine God has kept you for that long. Praise God for you. But please let it not be a kind of mockery to those who are not doing well as a result of that lifestyle. You are privileged doesn't mean that it is right. You are just a lucky one out of several. Please stay away with cow milk, not even at this point. Our children, our young girls are going through a lot of hormonal problems just because of this milk. Milk we have been lied to many years that it gives us calcium, strong bones, and all. It's a lie, because many of the things calcium inside, they are not bioavailable for our body system. Please, let's go back to what we are used to. Our plant-based milk, they are powerful, they are good for us. So this vascular endothelial growth factor that we talked about, it ensures a capable, adequate supply of oxygen and nutrients. We said that cancer cells, they need a lot of supply of nutrients as well. So oxygen and nutrient. So the growing tumor and the mass, they begin to increase in capacity, increase in capacity, okay, and begin to develop, and we call it, and there is a metastatic potential. That's why when they have getting to that point, they can begin to what? Metastasize and spread to other parts of the body system. Now, understanding the basic truths of oxidative stress, DNA damage, oxidative stress, inflammation, and a few things, supply of nutrient and oxygen to that surrounding area, and allow the tumor, the cells, the cancer cells begin to grow in size. The tumor begin to grow. It's just something that you and I need to sit down and look at it. Is this really how cancer develop? So we can sit down and say, then we need, if this is the truth about how cancer develop, then we also need, we don't want to even understand all the other things that are causing it. Then we need to protect the DNA of our cells. The DNA of our cells needs to be protected, and we are not left helpless by doing so. God has given us powerful food and products to help us to combat these particular menace. And some of the things that He has given to us will surprise us. And I have called those things some of the 10 good food, or well, between 8 and 9. Can't remember how many I've listed here. Between 8 and 9 that I've given that are powerful food that can help us. The first one I want to mention is cruciferous vegetables. The cruciferous vegetables is number one food that any cancer patient need to consume very well. Number one food is cruciferous vegetables. And what are the things we call cruciferous vegetables? They are the, broccoli, they are the cauliflower, they are the cabbage. They are in the cabbage family. So if somebody say, all these vegetables that this woman is mentioning, they are very expensive. Cabbage is relatively cheap compared to cauliflower, compared to broccoli, compared to other ones. So we can say, okay, comfortably sit and say, okay, cabbage, I can be buying cabbage regularly. Cabbage is very wonderful. Only those who have goiter should avoid eating cabbage, okay, until their goiter issues. I've talked about this goiter issue before. I can't be talking about it now. Why do we say this food is very good for cancer? They contain compounds that are called glucosinolates, which are metabolized into isothiocyanates. Please don't bother about the English. I'm just trying to explain certain things. During digestion, when digestion happens, this content, I have said it before, when we eat, the chemical composition of the food is what our body is interested in. So that's why I'm mentioning those big names. This is the breakdown that happened, and this is what your body recognized. So this content called isothiocyanate, okay, the English, they help to inhibit the growth of cancer cells. Can you see? And prevent DNA damage, even also induce apoptosis. That is, the word apoptosis is just a very big word for cancer cells death, the death of cancer cells. So apoptosis, they also induce apoptosis, ensure that the cancer cells dies. Okay, now cancer cells die. Okay, so these also contain vitamins, they contain minerals, they contain fiber, essential part, which is an essential part of cancer nutrition. I've talked about fiber, which is very critical nutrient plant. Okay, so it's very good. Broccoli specifically has high content of these phytochemicals called sulforaphanol, which is a cancer fighting properties, which is being linked to reducing the risk of breast, prostate, and oral cancer. So you can see that cruciferous vegetable is a king of food for anyone that is going through cancer. And if you say they are expensive, please eat them as much as you can. If you want, you can take cabbage and eat plenty of cabbage, or then introduce the other cruciferous vegetables. I've told you that if you're in the diaspora, Brussels sprouts too is also part of this family, so you can launch to all that. Then the other one is berries. We have the blueberries, we have the raspberry, you have all the berries that you can mention. They are very rich in antioxidant and phytochemicals. Anthocyanins have given these berries their deep and vibrant color. Anthocyanins have anti-inflammatory and oxidative and antioxidant. And you could remember when we are talking about the cancer, you can see that this food, they have things that have the power to negate the effect of the DNA damage, inflammation that we talked about, oxidative stress that we talked about. They have the potential. You can see that God has not left us helpless. As other things are showing up, our God, who has seen the end of everything from the beginning, He has made provision for us. So He has not left us all by ourselves. It's only walking in disobedience, walking outside of His counsel and His wisdom, that can punish us as a people. But by Himself, He has provided everything that is needed, that will be needed. Okay, for life and godliness. So it is important for us to eat our berries very well. If you can say they are expensive, even if it is once in a while that we introduce them into our body system, it is very critical. So it is important. Let's get them into our body. The compound neutralize the harmful free radicals that are created with lot of oxidative stress. They reduce overall oxidative stress, inhibit the growth and the spread of cancer cell. Some studies have shown that regular consumption of berries may lower the risk of colon, breast, and prostate cancer. Praise God. The next one I want to talk about is number 3 is tomatoes. I've shared about tomatoes before. These are rich in lycopene, carotenoid, and they are responsible for the vibrant color of lycopene. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant that can protect cells from damage caused by free radicals. It has also been linked to reduce the risk of several types of cancers. A lot of scientists have done they have done a lot of studies and think that lycopene may inhibit the growth of cancer cells, block the formation of new blood vessels, which is very important because that's what happens when there's cancer cell. The cancer cell need want to build new blood vessels that can supply them nutrient and oxygen. So they said tomatoes have the power to break that thing, to cut it off, to disallow that thing from happening. Isn't God graceful, gracious? God is gracious of new blood vessels that supply the tumors with, and enhance the ability and the body's natural defense against the cells, the cancer cells. The number 4, for people who love to take green teas. Green teas is another powerful food. Let's know what green tea is. It is known for many health benefits, of course. Green tea is it contains specific group of polyphenols called uh, catechins, and this is one of the specialized content and product in EGCG. Okay, these products, they have powerful antioxidant and cancer properties. EGCG specifically has been shown to inhibit tumor growth, reduce cell death, and also inhibit the spread of cancer cells. There are a lot of studies that have shown these powerful teas helping in helping to reduce the multiplication of cancer cells. And people would drink like 3 or 6 studies show that 3 cups or 3 cups or 4 cups, whatever cups you're drinking on a regular basis, is a good news for them that they are helping their body to build defense against cancer. And of course, the number 5 food is garlic and onions. This food, if you think that you want to joke with that food, that fruit or herbs that you put in your pantry, you want to joke with them, I want to challenge you this evening not to ever joke with that onions and garlic in your kitchen. It is a powerful food that helps to fight against cancer. This belongs to Halicin family and contains sulfur. I've shared about this before several times. Contains sulfur compounds called halicin and quercetin. Quercetin is a powerful antioxidant that is very good for the liver and for overall body defense. This compound have demonstrated anti-cancer properties by inhibiting the formation of new blood vessels again in tumors, contains anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It is therefore beneficial to eat garlic and onions on a regular basis. So I want to challenge every one of us. Don't go a day without eating garlic, without eating onions. You can make them into juice. You can make them into different things. If you have problems with the smell of garlic, you can contact us for our activated lemon and lime and garlic juice. It almost completely suppresses the awful smell of the garlic. It's wonderful for people that have used it can testify. It's a very beautiful product. You can do your product yourself on your own, your garlic and your onions. If you know how to combine your garlic and onions juice together, please go ahead and make that delicious soup and soup for your family members as well. Leafy green vegetables, we cannot overemphasize the power of leafy green vegetables. They are rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Excellent source of fiber, chlorophyll, which contributes to their particular anti-cancer properties. And they are loaded in antioxidant properties that reduce oxidative stress. That's a powerful one. Powerful one. When people say they don't want to eat like goats, You want to ask questions, said, why are they saying this? When they see goat, goat is one animal that usually require no support of a delivery midwife for delivering their babies. They do this without any support. They do this with ease. They are strong. They may look tiny, they may look small, but they are strong. They are very energetic. Goats are amazing. When you see a goat, when you watch a goat try to eat, if you watch them closely and you are cutting, I've seen it happen. I saw a woman cutting watermelon, cutting all the other things and all of that. I saw that the goat went for the back of the watermelon. It was trying to get the back of the watermelon to eat that. That is the wisdom of a goat. Why are we that are wiser than goats not doing the same thing so that we can have the experience and the wonderful experience of a goat? Eating leafy vegetables. Men might say that we are acting like a goat, but it is better for us. Let us eat a lot of leafy vegetable. And there are ways that we can make our vegetables. We can either convert it into juices or convert it into our salad. And also another interesting food that I want to mention is walnuts. Can you beat that? They are very nutrient dense, not. They are rich in fat and fiber, but most significantly, they are rich in omega-3 fatty acid. Either the foreign walnuts or our own walnuts. Please, our whole local walnuts. Eat plenty of walnuts. Foreign walnuts is amazing and is very rich in omega-3. It has a lot of great health benefit. The omega-3 found in walnuts is different from fish oil. It's known as linoleic acid, which is very powerful. This compound is called ALA, and it has been shown demonstrated to contain anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties. So lot of walnuts will be very beneficial, a beneficial food for anyone going through cancer, because to help to inhibit cell growth of the cancer and also promote ap- apto- apoptosis. Let me not break my teeth. Sorry, that is the death of the cancer cells. Then another powerful food that will surprise you is flaxseed. Flaxseed is that very tiny brownish seed. It contains good amounts of omega-3 fatty acid, contain compound called ligands, and ligand has been shown in particular to possess antioxidant properties that interfere with hormone related cancer. We know hormone related cancer, that's the breast cancer, the prostate cancer. Omega-3 can help reduce inflammation, support our immune system, and inhibit tumor growth. They believe that ground flaxseed is much more beneficial. Well, that's some people think so. It's more beneficial to ground your flaxseed before taking them. The next food that I want to talk about is green leafy herbs called parsley. Parsley is a powerful food. It helps to clean the blood. That's one thing I know about parsley. Parsley helps to purify the blood. That's one powerful thing I know about it. It helps to inhibit cancer growth. Parsley is rich in apigen, which reduce the inflammation, which is if it is a flavonoid, which has been associated with decrease in the growth of cancer cells, including breast cancer, prostate cancer, and colorectal cancer. It is important for us to know that many of these food they are available to us. Opening our eyes to them today should give us opportunity to reach out to them. I want us to know that God has not left us helpless in any way. We should reach out to many of these things. If they are expensive, let us save money for them. If you think that you can't afford them, seek help for financial support to help to get some of these things if you are going through cancer issues, because it's an expensive project, I know. And I still call on God, because God is a God of mercy. Whatever situation that we have, He will never take His eyes away from us. He's a loving Father. He's a good God. He's a caring Father. He's a merciful God. even though it's a consuming fire, but God is rich and rich in mercy. Because you are here, know that you are not alone. God is with you on this journey and is ready to see you through and to carry you through. Last one I want to talk about is when you talk about oils. One of the oils that I want to encourage you, if you have a cancer issue, is extra virgin coconut oil. When I call extra virgin coconut oil, please, I am not talking about warm oil, or the oil that you make yourself that you do not have a contact with it at all. Cold pressed oil, they are also different for extra virgin. This is a special kind of oil. One of the oils that I know, one of the brand that I know that carry this particular oil is Kirkland. I know it's very expensive, but if you have your hands and lay your hands on extra virgin coconut oil and cold pressed, together, it will be very good. It's very good for you, coconut oil. Just keep them with you. Cook with it. You can massage with them. You can take a teaspoon of it, every other day as you wish. You can add them in your smoothies, and they help you a great deal. It is also important for me to mention some of these things that are very good for. I finish with the food. Let me talk about the oils. There are oils that are powerful for cancer, to combat cancer. We have seen a lot of women use these oils and having remarkable testimony. You want to add these oils, you want to have flaxseed oil once in a while. If you have an inflammation issue, if you have a menopausal issue, you can add once in a while. If you have a cardiovascular issue, that's one oil that you can use. Or if you have a breast cancer issue, you have all of these cancer issues, you're facing any of the cancer issues, I want you to have black seed oil with you. Black seed oil can be ingested. You can ingest that, okay? You can take it internally. You can use it, a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon of it, black seed or a teaspoon of it, first thing in the morning, depending on your schedule. Some people I advise some of certain schedules morning in the mornings. Some people I try to, depending on where they are, I try to include a few things for them. If I do not add black seed oil for you before, you can just add black seed oil for yourself. If you're not in a category of people that I'm talking about, then castor oil is a very potent one as well. If you have breast cancer, you want to use this castor oil breast pad compress to put on your breast. Put a few drops inside and be putting it on your breast for a period of time. You can do overnight, or you can do for like 5 hours every day. Okay. It's also good for people who have ovarian cancer. We have the uterine cancer and all of that. It's very, very good. You can do a castor oil compress and put it on the side of the place. Those we have lung cancer, we have the liver cancer, we have all of us. It helps with tumor. You can also apply castor oil as well. Another one that I want us to also pay attention to, of course, we use it regularly as well for women breast care, is the frankincense oil. We also use frankincense oil not to be ingested. We apply 4 drops to the affected area, and then I will also use a castor oil with it. Castor oil is like a carrier oil as well. If you use castor oil with frankincense oil, it helps to take the frankincense oil powerfully and strongly to wherever you want to take it to. Those 3 oils are very powerful oil that we should have on a regular basis. And you also want to include what's it called? You want to include exercise into your regime. Please do not stop to exercise, sweat out, and monitor your exercise level. Don't over exercise. Don't do exercise beyond your power, beyond your ability. Watch your body, and when your body is speaking to you, stop. Please stop. You are not going for any marathon or gymnastic or any any Olympics. So you need to do exercise according to that suit your body system, and your body speaks to you. So when it's talking to you, to listen, you're not competing with anybody. If it is 10 minutes you can do, nobody's going to quarrel with you. Increase it gradually later, 20 minutes a day. I've shared with you that when I want to exercise, no matter how much you want to do, I make sure that I don't exceed like 30 minutes, except I'm walking a distance or somewhere, I'm going somewhere that I want to is exercise. I want to do, and I want to do 1 hour walk by myself. No, you won't catch me there. So I do exercise based on my capacity. So that's what I want to advise us. So please watch your body system and don't go overboard. It is important to include exercise. It is important to increase your water intake as well. One of the issues I've shared it several times that I have, and very intentional in trying to make sure that I take water. Water is powerful. Water is very important. Water is very good. So please, we need to be deliberate about taking water. Maybe in the morning, you can program yourself how you want to do your own water, to take at least 2 liters of water every day. God will strengthen and empower us on this journey. We have come to the end of our class today. I just want to make few announcements before we go. Put a form forward. 2 forms are submitted on the platform. The 30 days challenge form. If you are part of the people that feel the 30 days challenge form, I want to really apologize to you. We are having a serious problem to be able to get this form out and to get it down, to download the responses out. If we try it again and it doesn't work, that means another form has to be posted again. Please accept my apologies for this. If that happens, that we have to fill another form again. Please, I'm so sorry. I'm really tender my apology. I've tried everything, or the system and the administrator, we are trying everything to make sure that we get it out. But I really do not know what is happening. It's the first time that I'm experiencing this kind of difficulty in trying to download our responses. And so, nevertheless, we have a way out. We can always fill another form. I know it might be inconveniencing for some people, but please accept my apologies ahead of that. And secondly, there's another form that I put forward as a webinar coming up by my mentor, is our father, and so it's all of us, and Reverend Tony Akiyemi, that will be holding a webinar. Come and listen to what he has to say. There is an opportunity in town that I think will be a very great one for every one of us when it comes to mosquito. I want you to take advantage of it, attend the webinar. If you are filling the form, kindly add Tabitha as the invitee, so that you know that if Tabitha invited you. And if you have any friend that you want to also introduce, want to invite for the webinar, please share with them and tell the person to add your name and put /Tabitha on the as the invitee. Put your name. If your name is Dupe, just put Dupe /Tabitha on the form. The Lord bless every one of us. The Lord grant us favor and show us mercy. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend ahead.